Welcome to That's So Clutch, an automotive podcast that bridges the gap between car industry experts and those who are not. Hey everyone, welcome to That's So Clutch. If you're new here, I'm Alini Ferreira, your host. But if you're returning, welcome back. I know it's been a couple of weeks, so I'm excited to get in today's episode. We have Molly Saleen, a woman of many talents in the automotive industry. You may recognize her last name. Her dad was a former race car driver, aka Steve Saleen, and she's the CEO of Saleen Performance Parts. From racing to apparel and even marketing, Molly has done just about all of it. So thank you for joining. I'm excited to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. So I just want to get a little bit into your background. Tell me a little bit about you growing up in the racing community and your childhood.
Yeah, so I definitely like to tell people I was born of racing.
Yeah.
So since I was a little girl, I got my racing spirit from just watching my father race.
Mm-hmm.
I started handing out posters at all the race events, and then
Aww.
I started dabbling and getting in the race car since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really want to try racing.
Yeah.
And my mom kind of discouraged it and would always be like, no, like it's smelly, it's dirty. Like, are you sure? Like,
yeah.
And I was like, no, this is so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So at a young age, I started karting and I was pretty quick at it. And
What is karting?
Karting, like go-karts.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I would start off doing that and then upgraded to shifter karts, which is a higher speed go-kart. And you have shifter handles and you go. And so I started doing that and I really, really liked it. So for every Christmas, I would ask my dad for like racing schools and different types of racing just to kind of learn from the ground up what he does.
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity to do that. I did legend racing. I did NASCAR racing.
Wow.
Currently doing GT4 racing.
Oh, fun.
So going through the ranks and all that, it's been great just because I've had the opportunity to be trained by some of the best racers in the world.
Yeah.
Just because of my dad's relationship with people that who he's co-driven with and such. So yeah, definitely grown up with that passion. And I take on a very subservient role with my father on the track. Like I just want to absorb everything and like teach me everything that you know and to be quicker. And so it's been an exhilarating career on the racing side of it.
That's awesome. And it's awesome that you still do it too. Like that passion has never went away.
Yeah, no. And it's kind of a dream right now because I'm racing a Saleen S1, which is our newest ground up vehicle that we have. And it's very sophisticated driving and quick. When I was doing NASCAR, that's very grassroots. You know, there's no power steering in the car, which means it's really hard to turn. The car is only set up to turn left. Yeah. So you physically can't even turn it, right?
Right.
But so this type of racing has been really fun for me. And it's kind of a dream to be racing a Saleen vehicle.
Yeah. So that's awesome. What's your favorite memory growing up from racing?
Probably the years when my dad had a race team with Tim Allen.
Okay.
So there was a Saleen Allen race team. It was in the 90s. And it was pretty cool to go to the racetrack. And my dad and Tim, like their partnership and doing that. And just being behind the scenes and just seeing the crowds and the excitement for it all. And then just watching my father mentor Tim and seeing him progress through it is kind of when I really was getting heavily involved in racing.
You're like, I want that.
I'm going to do this too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So out of every experience, who's the most like famous person you've met?
Oh my gosh. I've met a lot of
I'm sure, yeah.
Met Tom Cruise. We've sold him a few cars.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
Awesome. Yeah.
Is he just as like adrenaline rushed in person?
He's really cool and he has really good taste in cars.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Paul
Tom
Walker,
Cruise.
Vin Diesel. We did a lot of movies for Fast and Furious.
Oh, really?
Yes, we had vehicles in that.
Did you get to go on set? And
yes, I actually drove, and I think it was the Fast and Furious 4. There's a scene where there's a Ford GT, the GT40, cruising in the parking lot. Yeah. That was me.
That's so cool.
So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That's amazing.
But we've done Fast and Furious 2, I think was when the first time the Saleen vehicle was in it.
Yeah.
And it got ran over by a big rig. He was like trying to pass underneath the.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty extreme scene. But.
Yeah. Wow. Roots go deep.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been in this industry with your dad for a very long time, and being as close as you are, I'm sure you've inspired a lot of the projects that he's worked on. I read about something called the Molly Project.
Yes!
What is that?
So happy you brought that up. It's my favorite. So the Saleen 7, its code name is the Molly Project.
Wow.
And that's America's supercar. It's the first American supercar built, and it is our own ground up chassis. So normally what people recognize the Saleen name for is Mustangs, right?
Yeah.
So we take a stock Ford Mustang, completely strip it and re-engineer it into a Saleen. So I'm talking complete aerodynamics, suspension, brakes, exhaust, motor, adding superchargers. We thoroughly go through it. However, with the Saleen 7, that's our own ground up vehicle. So it's not based off an existing chassis, off a Mustang or a truck or anything. My dad built that car from like a sketch and made it a complete concept. So everything about that car is built in-house. There's nothing that comes from another manufacturer.
Was the goal to be the number one supercar?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
we wanted to be America's supercar, and we did. And it is actually the most winning, most successful race car to date because it has won at every single racetrack around the world. And I'm talking everywhere from like Dubai to Mexico to the States. And then it won the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is like the most prestigious race.
Wow.
So yeah, the Saleen 7.
Number one.
It's an
That's
awesome car,
amazing.
and it's special. It's the Molly Project.
Yeah, the Molly Project.
So that was its code name. So when we were building it for people, we didn't want people knowing that we were building a supercar. And so my dad had it as its code name as the Molly Project. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So on top of that, you also have the iconic Molly Pop Pink.
Yeah.
What was the process behind that? Like, how did that come to be?
Yeah. So my mom, today's her birthday, actually.
Oh my
Happy
gosh.
birthday,
Happy
Mom.
birthday, Mom.
So she has her own custom color, and it's called Liz Stick Red. Her name is Liz.
Okay.
And
Liz Stick, like Liz
Liz Stick, yeah.
I love that.
And it's a candy apple red.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, through high school, I was always like, I want my own custom color. I want to do that. And so, but when I was in college and I was getting ready to graduate, and I was working for my father at the time, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to come out with my own custom color. And I'm obsessed with pink. Like, everything is pink for me.
I love pink, too.
It's a lifestyle.
It's also super in right now.
Yes, I know, right? Because of Barbie.
Yeah.
Too. But so yeah, when I was working at Saleen, I had went back to our paint facility in-house, and I was like, hey, let's just do a couple of spray outs. And I wasn't looking for that Mary Kay mauve. I didn't want like that type. I wanted a very vibrant, hot pink. And so I actually had to do a complete pitch proposal to my father for this color.
Like meeting.
Yeah. And sales, what I was going to do with it, what I thought could happen with it. And he was like, all right, let's give it a go. And so my graduation present was the Saleen Mustang and my Molly Pop Pink. And it kind of grew its own identity from that. Like, it got front cover of magazines, and a lot of people wanted to purchase it.
What year was this?
This is 07.
Well, there wasn't like vibrant colors like that on the
it
street.
totally stood out.
Yeah.
And it's a very candy, like, pictures don't do it justice. It's hard to photograph it because it's a very in-depth type of paint. Mm-hmm. And it kind of grew its own identity and started a clothing line from it, and it's been
Is your favorite color still pink?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes. Of course.
So I want to play a quick game. Have you ever heard of the game Kiss, Marry, Kill?
Yes.
So we made our own version.
Okay.
It's called Drive, Own, or Wreck.
Okay.
So Molly, out of all the cars in the world, which would you drive once, own forever, or wreck?
I would drive a Formula One car.
Okay.
I would forever own a Saleen 7. And I would wreck a Prius. Sorry, guys. I would probably wreck
I totally
a Prius.
forgot about those. Why those options?
Just because I can't stand everyone's trying to save on the mileage and the stop go.
Stop go, yeah.
It's just nauseating, and whenever I'm in a Prius.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
So trailing back to how you grew up, you were pretty fortunate enough to have those family roots in the motorsports community. Mm-hmm. But what was it like as a woman trying to climb that ladder?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult being a woman in, I call it the good old boys club,
Yeah.
right? So all the guys are very, like in the racing aspect of it, I felt like sometimes I'd get to the track and it was like, oh, she's only here because of her dad.
Right.
And so trying to prove yourself and show that you deserve to be there is hard to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I find women try to fit in with the guys and be kind of tomboyish and like try to be like that, where I'm complete opposite. I'll show up in heels, I'll show up in pink, and I don't hide the fact that I am overly feminine and girly in that sense. And so that's kind of what I help try to promote too when I try to bring people through the ranks. We did the Saleen Cup series, and a huge part of that for me was bringing women into it. And it was like, don't hide who you are. Don't try to fit in with the guys. We beat the guys. Like, let's do it. You know, value everybody as their own driver and not, you know, whether they're male or female.
Yeah. What was like a moment in that realm that you were like, oh, they treat me different?
So probably when I was doing the NASCAR racing, I would always be like, they would be hitting on me in pit lane, and then we'd be on the track and they were literally trying to shove me in the wall. So like cutting me off, like getting the line straight and like squeezing me into the wall would be probably where it was pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
But
that is terrifying.
No.
But here you are.
Yeah.
Here you are still doing it.
Yeah.
You're like, you don't scare me.
No, it drives you, and it makes you even more ambitious to try to go out there, and it's very exhilarating to try to go out there and prove yourself and win.
I love that. So to end this off, I just want to know one thing. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
I know. I keep thinking about like, if I would have known now. Like,
and
I mean, I feel like it ages me, and I'm like, oh, but yeah, just keep staying dedicated and focused on what you want to do. And even though doors shut, just keep at it, because you will prevail. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you so much for coming in. I loved learning about the Molly Project and everything about Pink and your brand. That's amazing. Thank you for coming in, Molly.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you enjoyed this episode of That's So Clutch. As always, if you have any questions about the automotive industry, please feel free to leave them down below, and maybe we'll feature them in the next video. Bye.